Have you ever wondered if maybe, just maybe, you're not losing arguments because you're wrong? What if it's something way simpler? A habit you don't even notice? Well, it is. It's because you can't stay silent.
I mean, really think about it for a second. The moment someone challenges you, what's your first instinct? You jump in to respond, right? They question something and you immediately start trying to explain yourself. And right there, in that exact moment, you've just handed over all your control. That's why you're losing.
You think you're defending yourself, putting up this big, strong shield. But here's the thing. Every single word you speak is like a tiny crack in that shield. Every justification, every time you get defensive, it's not a defense, it's an invitation, an opening for them to exploit. You see, every reaction you give them just exposes, well, everything. Your insecurities, your emotions, your weaknesses, every single word, the way your voice changes, the reasons you give, it's all just data. You're literally handing them a playbook on how to beat you. So the big question is, how do you snatch that playbook right back?
All right, so let's get into the how. Rule number 1, you have to kill your reactions. And I know this is gonna feel completely unnatural at first. That burning desire to jump in and defend yourself, it's like a reflex. But you gotta understand it's a trap, a total trap. Let's look at it another way. Defensiveness isn't a sign of strength, not at all. It's actually a bright, flashing neon sign that says, hey, you got to me, I'm affected. It tells them you're actually looking for their validation to feel secure. And trust me, people can sense that kind of urgency a mile away. And this really breaks it down perfectly. You've got 2 choices, 2 paths. On the left, you've got the typical emotional response. Defensiveness, justification, getting angry. That's the losing path. But look at the right side, the strategic response. Observation, patience, and silence. That, my friends, is where you take back all the power. And this quote just hits the nail on the head. The less you defend yourself, the less they can touch you. See, when you stop that frantic rush to explain yourself, you create this buffer zone, a psychological distance. And inside that zone, you're basically untouchable. Okay, so that's defense. But what about offense? This brings us to rule number 2, and this is where things get really interesting. We're going to talk about how to become a psychological mirror. So what exactly is a psychological mirror? Well, it's all about using your silence to create this uncomfortable, empty space in the conversation. Because here's a little secret about human nature. People absolutely hate silence. They feel this incredible pressure to fill it. And when they do, they end up reflecting their own stuff, their intentions, their insecurities, right back at themselves. Let's walk through how this works, how they end up exposing themselves. It's a simple 4-step process. First, they throw something at you, maybe an accusation. Step 2, you do nothing. You just offer silence. That stillness, that void, it starts to make them really anxious. So step 3, they start talking a lot. They over-explain to fill that uncomfortable space. And boom, step 4, their real motive just comes spilling out. And the beauty of this is, you don't have to interrogate them. You don't have to push or argue. You simply create the space and let their own mind do all the heavy lifting. You're not playing their game anymore. You're just watching it unfold from the sidelines. Okay, this all leads us to our 3rd and final rule. This is kind of the master level of this whole strategy. Rule number 3, you have to become impossible to read. Why? Because predictability is a huge liability. Think about it. Once someone knows your patterns, once they know what makes you tick, what makes you angry, what makes you defensive, they own you. They know exactly which buttons to push to get the reaction they want, which leads to this incredibly powerful idea. The one who cannot be figured out controls everything. In a game where everyone's trying to predict the next move, the person who's a total mystery, yeah, they're holding all the cards. It is the ultimate strategic advantage. In this table just lays it all out. A stark contrast. On one side, you've got the transparent person. Their reactions are emotional and obvious, their intentions are revealed, their behavior is a pattern, and the result? They're super easy to manipulate. Now look at the other side, the unreadable person. Still, controlled reactions. Intentions hidden in silence. They break patterns. The outcome? They create uncertainty. And that, right there, is where the real power lies. See? Silence erases all those emotional clues that give you away. It makes you totally unpredictable. It's the ultimate tool for breaking your own predictable habits. When they expect you to get angry and you're just calm, you've just stepped completely outside of their game. And the shift in power is immediate. Suddenly, they start to hesitate. They second-guess their own moves. Their whole confidence just gets rattled. And now, instead of running their game plan, they're completely focused on trying to figure you out. And that leaves you free to just sit back and watch. So, look, in a world that is just full of noise, you've now learned a different path. While everyone else is busy reacting and desperately trying to explain themselves and get validated, you know how to use stillness as a strategy. You understand that patience isn't just about waiting, it's a weapon.
Because ultimately, real power isn't in what you say, it's in what you refuse to reveal. The true strength, the real control, it doesn't come from being the loudest voice in the room. It comes from disciplined restraint, from understanding what is best left unsaid. So I'll leave you with this question to think about. In a world that is just deafening with noise, people screaming to be heard, what will they hear from you? The real question isn't about what you're going to say next. It's about what your silence is going to communicate.